Okay, so thank you once again, and good afternoon, everybody. All right, so for today's Tech Talk, we'll be looking at the latest features in Microsoft Power BI. All right, so I'll just do a quick introduction. My name is Abiodun Akinfemiwa. I'm a business intelligence analyst and a data analyst at Ha-Shem. So basically, I'm a data enthusiast. These are my likes: music, football, serenity, and for my social media handle, you have my LinkedIn as Abiodun Akinfemiwa and Twitter as just Episode. All right, so we'll be looking at today's agenda very shortly. So first, we're going to look at a quick intro into Microsoft Power BI. All right, and then we'll look at some of the latest features in the Microsoft Power BI alongside with the demo. So I would be doing the both of them hand in hand, the latest features and a little bit of a demo. All right, so let's just take a quick look at the Microsoft Power BI. All right, so basically, for some of us that are aware and for those that are not, Power BI is a business analytics service tool by Microsoft. All right, it's a suite of application that we have different modules of for analyzing and gaining insights into our data and for also performing analytics. We have the Power BI desktop, we have the Power BI online service, which is the typical application for organizations for sharing reports, and then we also have the Power BI mobile. All right, so Power BI basically helps us to unify data from multiple sources. So we get to connect to hundreds of data storage sources, data warehouses, and we connect our data together irrespective of the data source to make meaningful reports from the data. And then we also get to monitor and track key business performance indicators with the application. So we'll be going very quickly into some of the latest features of Microsoft Power BI. So every month, Microsoft releases a new update to the application. All right, both the desktop version, the online service version, and the mobile application. So we have different features that are released every month for Microsoft Power BI application. So we'll be categories. The first one is the reporting. All right, we'll look at the reporting features that we have. Then we also have the analytics. Also, we'll get to look at the analytics capabilities that we have currently for the month that just ended. So the latest version of Power BI is the August 2021 version. Then we'll also look at the new features that we have for modeling our data. And we'll get to look at some data connectivities and preparation. We'll look at the features that we have, and we also get to look at the Power BI service. All right, and we see the Power BI mobile. So these are the one more, which is the visualization. So these are the features that we'll be delving into today, and we'll see what the latest is on each of those features. All right, so under the reporting capability of the Power BI, we would look at custom shape and formatting. All right, and then we'll also look at the X-axis constant line improvements. We will get to look at the default sensitivity label policy in the Power BI desktop. Of course, this is still in the preview mode. So I would start with the first one. All right, so you can now customize the formatting of shapes that you have in your Power BI reports on your Power BI desktop. All right, so there's been quite a number of controls that has been added to the shape card for format from the formatting pan. All right, where we get to apply different options to the shape that we import into that we use on our Power BI report. So you have shapes from rectangles to round circle shapes to arrows and lots more. So we have new formatting features that are available for us to use. All right, and these features are actually helpful for more flexibility when it comes to designing our reports within the Power BI application, when it comes to structure, when it comes to styling your report page. So these features are very useful. So we have more options, more customizable features for our shapes and cards within the Power BI desktop. All right, so the custom looks for each of these shape that you create. All right, it helps you to get more flexible design structures and styles from your reports. Then next we have the x-axis constant line. So the x-axis constant line has actually been improved. All right. So since the introduction of the x-axis constant line, we have an improved feature on this function. All right, that helps you to bring your conditional formatting for the x-axis constant line. All right, and for shading regions before or after the line. All right, so I'll show us an example very shortly. So we have new options for the x-axis constant line card in the analytics pane Power BI application. All right, so we get to add conditional formatting to our constant line. All right, so we can attach conditions to that line if we want to see when a particular matrix or variable is above a particular threshold or beneath a particular threshold. We can have formatting options on our x-axis constant line. All right, and this is available in the analytics pane under the visualization section of our Power BI desktop reports. All right, so the next latest feature that we have for the August 2021 Power BI is the sensitivity feature. All right, so security admin can define certain default labels to your Power BI application. All right, so when a user creates a new file or is editing an existing file, all right, that doesn't have label, you can actually attach a sensitivity label to your report, and then users can also change the default sensitivity label to what is preferred. All right, so going forward, we have different sensitivity labels that we can attach to our reports. We all know that data is one of the most valuable assets within an organization. So labeling your reports based on the sensitivity of that report is actually very key and very important. So you have things like public reports, general reports, confidential reports, highly confidential reports, non-business reports. So as an analyst, one thing you want to label the sensitivity of your reports. So this is still a preview feature in the Power BI application. So when you see preview on most of the slides, it means that you could preview this feature under the option settings in your Power BI application, and then you can check or uncheck it if you want to have that feature present in your desktop when you work on your reports. All right, so you get to define your sensitivity report. So this is one of the latest features that Microsoft has given to analysts and users of the Power BI application. All right, so next we'll look at the under analytics. Now, so we just concluded on the reporting section. Under analytics, we'll look at the sharing question and answer synonyms. So before now, Power BI allows you to ask questions on your data. All right, so when I'm working on my data, I can ask questions like what is the total sales for a particular financial year and all of that. So the field synonyms are actually a very important part for your question and answer sections. All right, because for example, users might have a variety of terms that they refer to, all right, in the same field. So for example, I could say something like total sales. What is my total sales? Another user can say, okay, give me my net sales or my total net sales. So these features allows you to it allows Power BI to respond to you with the appropriate answer, irrespective of the keywords that you use in your question and answer section. So this is a new feature to the application, and then you can leverage on this feature with your colleagues on the different synonyms that you have. All right. So how do we get to share the synonyms? All right, so you could connect to shared synonyms navigation to in the question and answer setup. All right, and you would see the field synonyms, and then you get more synonyms. So you can see the question and answer question set up. All right, and then on the field synonyms category, you can get more synonyms. All right, and then you can impute more synonyms to your data. So for example, here you have things like clients, customer, users, buyers. So these are synonyms to refer to customers. So when you're using the Q&A section in Power BI, it's irrespective of the words you use here, it gives you the appropriate answer. So this is another feature that we have available in the August 2021 the August 2021 version of the Microsoft Power BI. All right, so once you add more synonyms, all right, it might take a few seconds, all right, but once it's completed, you would have the option to share your synonyms with everyone in your organizations as well. All right, so the synonyms get shared when you publish the report. So I'm working on my Power BI desktop, all right, which is local on my personal computer, all right. But the report that has been created on your local machine, you get to publish that report to your workspace, and the people or your colleagues that you have within that particular workspace get to see the reports that you've published. So this feature of your Q&A is now effected when the report has been published. All right. So a new synonyms get shared to your workspace. All right. Once you click on the refresh icon to ensure that your changes are in sync. All right. So you have field synonyms shared with everyone within your organization. So it makes it easy for people to navigate their way through the reports when they are using the question and answer session. When they're using the question and answer feature rather within the Power BI application on the online service. All right. So in case you want to change your sharing settings in your Power BI desktop, all right, you can update your sharing synonyms settings under your Q&A section. Under the options settings, you can update this settings in case you want to make changes to your sharing settings. Then also you can have admins can choose to disable certain synonyms that are within that particular report. All right, so in the admin portal you get to adjust that settings if you want to enable or disable that setting. So it's just for ease of use for everybody working within that working on that particular report. All right, so you also do not want to have too many synonyms. You just want to limit it to keywords that users frequently use when they are trying to get quick answers from their reports. So the question and answer synonyms sharing option is one of the new features that we have for the 2021 August version of the application. All right, so next we want to look at modeling. All right, and there are two updates to the modeling part of the application. we have the new ways to express of expressing your date and your time value, all right, and also evaluation configuration settings. So we'll pick each one after the other. So to start with, excuse me, new ways of expressing your date and time values in your application. So um, there's a new function, all right, in your Power BI application, your DAX, one of your DAX formulas, where you can analyze information based on date and time. You can express your date and time, all right. So it allows you to directly specify the dates and the time up to the seconds, all right, in your DAX query without having to use any other function, all right. So starting previously, if you want to show your date and time, you first of all have to write the dates expression, and then you would include the time expression. But with this new feature, you can okay. So you have the format date function. You can see it on your screen. DT. All right. Then you have it quoted as 20. For example, here I have 2015 19. Then I have T02 3000. All right. So this gives you the year, the month, and the day. All right. And then it's also that's for the date. And then you also have the time as O2. That's the hour, the minutes, and the seconds. All right, and then you have the same thing also here. So I want to write an expression in DAX to show my date and my time. All right, like a conditional statement that says evaluate my order date, giving me the date and the time, and um, you have the order date here if it's less than this order date time function here. So I can evaluate. So previously you would use the AND function, all right? You would use the AND function. So for example, on the first formula here on my screen, you can see the order dates greater than, you have the dates, the year, the month, and the day, plus the time, and then you have the time stated and separated, the hour, comma, the minutes, comma, the seconds, then you have and to give you the other expression. But with this new function, you could just have the your date and your time in one expression. So what's really the essence of having this new function? So basically it makes your modeling easy to configure. All right, it makes it easy for you to understand the code you've written, all right, and it makes it easy for you to also write that code when you're working, when you're writing your DAX, your data analysis expression in doing your analysis. So you have this functionality in your in the August 2021 version of the BI. So I'll go to the next. All right, so we have this other modeling option here that says evaluation configuration settings. All right, so on Power BI Desktop, the new configuration options now allows you to optimize your query performance while you are importing your data or when you're using the direct query mode, all right, by evaluating several tables simultaneously. All right, so it's a new feature that has been added to the Power BI. All right, so you want to you want to influence how the data is being analyzed. You want to influence that query performance. All right, so you can see the maximum number of simultaneous evaluation, all right, that is being performed in your query editor, and the maximum memory used per simultaneous evaluation. So this is a new configuration in your the Power BI application. All right, so Power BI is able to analyze different tables at the same time simultaneously. All right, and then you can use the settings to make adjustments, all right, to ensure that the data loading is properly optimized and you have the best experience. So I can come here to increase the number of simultaneous evaluations, so the number of tables that it evaluates simultaneously, all right, and this is useful when you have lots of tables in your data warehouse, and then you have lots of data within that table to analyze, all right, and then you can also come here to optimize the memory that it uses per evaluation. So this is also a new feature that has been added to the August 2021 version. So as long as you're using the latest version of the Microsoft Power BI application, you have all of these features available, which I will show you on my own machine very shortly. Then next we have connectivity options. So there's a lot of connectivity options and connector updates that we have. So I'll just this is a list of everything we have basically. All right, we have one data flow connector. All right, we have an Automi data analytics, Azure data bricks. We have the Dremio, Google BigQuery, and then we have the QuickBase. So these are new connectors and then updated connectors that we have in our application. So the Google BigQuery, for example, similar to SQL and your Snowflake's connector, all right, and it allows you to basically impute a big Google query, native query, and then you can build reports on it, all right. So the previous version, you probably need to specify the project ID and fully optimize and use fully qualified table names, all right, of your data set, all right. But it's still it's an update that's still being worked on, so you still have more changes to this connector in time, but you have it updated currently in your application. So next we'll move to the service, the Power BI services. All right, we can see sensitivity label for paginated reports. It's still in the preview mode, so similar to the sensitivity label I explained to us earlier. All right, then leveraging automatic aggregation to enhance performance over direct query data sets. Then you have the Power BI reset API support for DAX query. It's still in the preview mode. Then another update is detailed historical activity information for premium data sets. This is still in the preview mode. So for example, the sensitivity label on paginated reports in your Power BI service is similar to what you have on your Power BI reports. All right. So when data from a paginated report, for example, is exported to something like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, or a PDF file, the reports label and protection settings can be applied to the exported files. All right. So your report is well labeled in terms of security, because you know your data is a very valuable information. Then also the automatic aggregation function enhances your performance over direct query data set. All right, so by using the automatic aggregation, you're creating aggregations basically based on your historical query pattern. All right, so this function uses machine learning and automatic aggregation to create and maintain new aggregation on your dataset and your workload. All right, so it's still in okay, it's already a live feature. It's already a live feature, so users would no longer need to have an extensive data modeling or advanced query optimization experience. You can literally just leverage on this function. just with a few clicks to carry out an automatic aggregation on your data sets. So next we would look at detailed historical activity information for premium data sets. So Workspace administrators can now enable a collections of Power BI users' activities and metrics for any premium workspace that they have. All right. So the preview capability. So this particular feature is still in the preview mode. All right. So the capability can provide real time or near real time, basically informations reported by the analysis service engine about the activities of your data set. So you can see, you can have an historical view on the activities of your data set. All right. So this would allow you to monitor things like your load. You can observe the trend usage on your data set, things like sports period of unusual activities. All right, you can identify performance degradation with queries or data sets refresh options. So all of these activities that are being performed on your data set, you can actually view everything. All right. So this is one of the new feature that's been added to the Power BI August 2021 updates. All right, so a workspace, as an administrator of a particular workspace, you can set this up within the workspace settings. All right, so you have an example of that on your screen. All right, so there are templates of similar reports available online. All right, that you can use this to gain insights on the activities of your data straight away. So when you have issues with on your data sets with issues like refresh time and all of that, you can actually you can view the log of that particular data set. So you can see on your screen, you can see an example of the Power BI Analysis Services engine. All right, it shows you the queries by aggregation usage. You can see your queries by date and segment. So you see all of that information. So next we have the mobile, the Power BI mobile application. So of course, we all know that we can track and monitor our reports, our data sets remotely from our mobile devices using the Microsoft mobile application. All right. So what we have updated on this module is actually the footer, the reports footer, as you can see on your screen. All right, you have a reports footer, and it makes it very easy to find and understand all the actions that you can do with your report. So on the Power BI mobile, see the comments, reset, you can see filters, pages, and a whole lot more. So this is, and then you can also go down to view things like invites, alternate, and bookmarks. So these are different options that makes it easy for you to work your way through the mobile application and to also find and understand all the actions that you can perform directly from your mobile application. So this is a new feature to the August 21 version of the Microsoft Power BI applications. Then under the visualization, all right, so we can see that we have new visuals, all right, that we can import to the Microsoft Power BI application, all right. So we have new visuals that we can explore, and then we'd see would go through a few of those visuals. We'll have a look and feel of these visuals and see how we can optimize them depending on the data sets we have, depending on the type of reports that we're trying to generate for our work or within our organization. So these are a few of the reports, new visuals that we have in the application. All right, new Power BI Visual Store experience. You have new visuals, timeline by Curon. You have drill down graph. You have BLPM custom visual by Process M, and then you have the editor's pick. All right, so I'll just show us, give us a display of some of these visuals in the application. So I'm going to launch my Power BI desktop now and just give us a quick display of some of the things I spoke about. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Sorry for that. Okay, so you can see my screen. So this is a timeline visual. All right, so it's a new visual that we have. Basically, it shows you timelines. All right, so you can import this visual by. So once I come under my visualization pan, I see the get more visuals. All right, so once I click on that, it takes me to the store, and I can search for the new visuals, and I can import them into my application. So I'm just waiting for that to load. So basically this key events timeline visual shows you timelines, all right? So you can see milestones and the different timelines that you have attached to them. So it's trying to load the store. Just a moment. Okay, good stuff. So now these are some of the new visuals that we have. You have the drill down. So remember I spoke about the drill down map. So you have that visual here. I will still show us this. Then I spoke about the KPI tracker, I think so, but we would see this. Then this, I also have this, the collage visual. All right, so these are just a few of the new visuals that you have in the Power BI store that we can import and use on our reports. So I'm going to cancel this. Good stuff. Okay, so let me try to load more visuals. Sorry, my internet just got disconnected. Sorry, apologies for that. No, sorry about that. Apologies. Okay, so I was showing us the visuals, the new visuals that we have available in the store. I think there was a question on that. I don't know if it has been attended. Is the get more visual available with the free Power BI desktop version only, or do you need a Power BI subscription service? So it's actually available in the free service. In the free desktop version, it's available. So yes, you can see the new visuals that has been updated to the application. All right, so there was something I was going to show on my PC. So by default, the Power BI application ought to do an automatic update every month. So every month, Microsoft releases a new version of or an updated an update to the current version. All right, so you have an update to it. So under the options and settings in your application on your Power BI desktop, for example, once you click on files, you would see options and settings. Once you select, you scroll down to click on about, you would see the current version of application that you're using. So peradventure your application is not or has not been updated, you can do an update. You can update your application from the Microsoft Store. So once you have the updated version of the application, you would see all the features that I spoke about. You would see them reflect in your application. Now, for the preview features, if you do not see them, what you would do will be to go to your options and settings. Once you click on file, and you would see an option that says preview. Once you select preview, you check the box for the features that you want to preview. So peradventure they might be unchecked in your application. All right, so once you check the boxes, you get to see those preview. If you do not see them, just close the desktop application and restart it. Once you launch it, you get to see these preview features on your desktop ready for use. So that's how to activate the preview features. But for the features that are not preview, that are live, you get to see them once you update the application, your Power BI desktop application, or you get to see all the features. The same thing with your mobile phones, the mobile app, you get to see all the features there too. So I was going to show us some of the new visuals that are available for us to explore. All right, and these visuals would actually determine how the look and feel of your report. So you have more visuals that you can import, more custom visuals that you can import into the Power BI application for to make your report look more beautiful, to perform more analysis on your reports. So
So sorry,
yes,
sir.
so I don't know if
Sorry to cut in,
yes,
sir.
please.
Are you sharing your screen or you are still about to share?
No, I'm still waiting for my system to come up. It's really acting up. So I
Okay.
don't know if there are any questions based on um, all the explanations, the preview features that we spoke about, the new features. I don't know if there are any questions around that.
Okay. So the one that we had, I guess that was the one you attempted right now, right? The one about is the get more visuals available with the free Power BI desktop only version, or do you need the Power BI subscription service?
Okay, so yes, it's actually available on the free version. It's available.
Okay. So do you need the Power BI subscription service?
No, you do not need the subscription service to use the new preview features or the updates. You do not need the subscription service. Once your desktop application is updated, you have the features come alive, and then if you can't view them, you check the box of the preview feature under options and settings, and then the option comes alive. So we have we have new updates now to our application that we can actually try and explore. I've given us a walkthrough on all of these features, from the reporting to visualization to connectors to formatting to query, optimizing your query. And also these are the updates that Microsoft has actually provided us with for the August 2021 version of the application, both for the Power BI desktop, the Power BI service, and the Power BI mobile application.
All right, thank you so much. So the question was from Sad Anna, and then she just acknowledged they just acknowledged now that you've answered the question. So thank you for answering the question.
All right, thank you very much.
So if we do have any questions while Mr. Abiodun is still trying to get his system working, please we can use the raise hand feature, and then we can speak on this call, or you can drop the questions to the chat box. Okay, we are still anticipating more questions, Keep the questions rolling in. I'm very sure Mr. Abiodun is very ready for us. So if you have one or two things that you need to clear about what we've spoken about today, or maybe other things that are related to Power BI, definitely this is your time to ask those questions. Okay, so Mr. Oluwashola Olorungun just asked, okay, saying that okay, we have access to the recording. Of course, definitely you will have access to the recording after this session. You can always check back on our YouTube channel. Please always visit our YouTube channel. Well, definitely the course of the week or very not long, of course, not so long from now, we are going to upload the video on our YouTube channel, so you have access to watch the video. So that may be a call on you to head on to our YouTube channel to subscribe and then ensure that you get notified when we drop all our videos. All right, I think Mr. Abim is ready to share his screen. Mr. Abim, I can see your screen now.
All right, good stuff. So I was explaining that this is the timeline, one of the new visuals that we have updated on the August 21 version of the application. So like I was saying, once you come to File, all right, so the first thing I want to be sure of is what version of Power BI am I using. So once I click on About, all right, so I just wait for it to load, and then you see the current version of BI that you're using. So let's just wait for it to load. All right, good stuff. Sorry, it took a while to load the laptop. So yes, I have this is August 2021 version. So you can see that I'm using the updated version of application. So I'm going to close this interface. Then let's go back to the file. So now options and settings. All right, and then I would click on option. So just wait for it to come up. System is a bit slow. All right, good stuff. So I spoke about loading tables simultaneously. All right, so you can see here under options, under data load. All right, let me scroll up a bit so you can see data type detection. All right, so of course, Power BI will determine the data type. These are current features that you have, but what you have for the August 21 version is this loading tables simultaneously. All right, so you can see that when you load data in Power BI via import or direct query mode, each data table is backed by a Power Query query. All right, these queries are evaluated simultaneously instead of one by one. So this functionality helps you with optimizing your query performance. All right, so you have the queries running simultaneously on all the tables at the same time instead of having to run them one after the other, so which can speed up the process. In certain situations, you might want to adjust the default numbers of simultaneous query evaluation and memory use. So depending on the performance you're getting, you can always come here to make adjustments to the number of tables that are being evaluated simultaneously, and also the memory used for the querying. So you have that option as a new feature under the August 21 updates. So one more thing, preview features. So down here, I have preview features. So you can see the preview features that I spoke about. All right, so you can see you have Spanish language support for Q&A. All right, these are the ones checked are the current features that I have activated. All right, modern visual tooltip, dynamic query parameter. So these are preview features that you have. Q&A for live connected analysis services database. So I spoke about this also. So you have question and answer preview features. So these are the features that I have. So you can always come here to check the box if you want to view any of the features, or if you do not want to, you could just uncheck them. So this gives you a view of the preview features that are available. So let me see if I can load one or two more visuals, that new visuals that we have in store. So I'll just load. So just wait for it to come up. Okay, so I'm going to reshare now. All right, good. So you should be able to see my screen. All right. So now this is also, I spoke about different types of visual. So you have the KPI visual. So this is also one of the new visuals that we have in our application. So I'm trying to navigate through the pages. It's loading up. All right, so this is a new visual that we have in Power BI. All right, so I'm trying to just load up the other visuals, but then you can also get to explore all the visuals that are available. All right, so you can get to explore them by going to the store to select the new visuals that you have. So there are quite a few of those visuals. So I don't know if there's any other question based on the session so far.
Okay. Not there's no question in the chat box currently. So this is me calling on everyone who has a question to please kindly raise use the raise hand feature, so we can call you to ask those questions that you have on your mind. All right, Mr. Abiodun, there is no questions currently coming from.
All right, so I have just one more visual that I want to load, but then it's not coming up. All right, so let me see if I can do this. So I have a list of visuals here that we can actually check out online, like I explained on the chart in the slides rather. Let me just go back to them. So you can actually go back and download these visuals and try them out in your application and have the view of some of the new updates that we have for the current version of application. Okay, so apparently it's taking time to load. Okay. All right, so my visuals are now coming up. So I think this will be all for now, Mr. Smart. So over to you. Sorry for the break and disconnection of the network previously.
No problem, sir. So thank you so very much, Mr. Abiodun. Thank you so much for taking us through all those beautiful latest features of Power BI. Thank you so very much, sir. And then I'm so sorry that you have to go through all the network issues. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who has been with us on this call. Thank you also for your patience. Thank you so much for understanding the network issue that our speaker had, while in the course of the session. Thank you so very much. I believe you've learned one thing or the other in this session. And then, as I've said earlier, don't forget that you can always request Power BI. I always request to get more information through a one-on-one discovery session, or they can request directly for a quotation. Any one of those two options, of course, you can reach out to us at sales@Ha-Shem.com, sales@Ha-Shem.com. That will be all for today. So, of course, in the next 2 weeks on this, we'll be having the same edition, of course, Thursday Tech Talk webinar. So, of course, we'll be looking forward to having you on that section also. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, Mr. Michael Adelaja, for taking control of the chat box. That will be all for now. Goodbye.